Well, the project for today is drip irrigation, and we're over at a friend's house. He's a fellow beekeeper, and he just put in a drip irrigation system, the same that we want to put in, and he invited us to come over to his home. He has a huge, beautiful Texas home and out here on some acreage, and this is his garden. You can see he's got the hog wire fence, what is that, 10 feet tall all the way around. And my wife and him are discussing blackberries right now. So he's got an awesome garden here, blackberries, he's got beans here, another kind of bean, bush beans. He's got melons here, looks like cucumbers, tomatoes over here in the corner, and then all these over here are tomatoes in the cages. So he's a master gardener. So if you see these cages here, these 5-foot cages, that we had talked about before, that's where he learned that, is at master gardening. So I'm not sure what he's got down here. Looks like he just plowed something up. He's got onions right over here. So we're here to learn about the drip irrigation and how to set that up. We're going to attach it to our existing sprinkler system valve, not coming off the sprinkler system heads. It's way too expensive to do it that way. So he's going to show us how to do that and how he's done it, and hopefully we'll have our drip irrigation set up within a week. And he's got everything that he needs and extra, so we'll be buying some of our supplies from him. Okay, so what John has done is he's got this set up on his water sprinklers also. Here's a valve coming out of his water sprinkler system, and he just added I think this is a 1-inch pipe come up to a T, and he got his filter in. When you need to have a filter when you're having drip irrigation, and then he's brought it down through his regulator. He's got 15 psi, and he's added something here which automatically comes out and feeds his plants with the fertilizer. And then this little meter here pressurizes the bottle, mixes it, and it's already mixed up in here. It sends it back through and down into the garden. He's got on-off valves here, so he can turn the water on and off here if needed. So he's got complete control, and he's got it on a timer, so he can really monitor and control how his garden is watered. Great idea. This is exactly what we're looking for. There's nothing like finding a local resource that can help you learn how to do this with hands-on. And that's what I'm trying to do here with YouTube, is we can't all go down the road, and we don't all know a John who has us all set up. So hopefully what I'm trying to do with my videos is share what I'm learning and what I'm doing with others, so they will have success in their gardens, with their beekeeping, with their food storage, their personal preparation, and so forth. I started the digging for my drip irrigation system for the garden and realized that I should probably be making a video of this. So what we decided to do is to go with the drip irrigation system tied into our sprinkler system. And in our garden we actually have this particular zone 4, water. We have sprinklers that go along here and then along the fence. So we're just going to tap into those. We're going to remove those sprinkler heads and put in the PVC pipe and hook in the drip irrigation system to that, and we can just use the timer on our lawn sprinkler system to water the garden. Okay, I've got the pipe cut so I can hook into zone number 4. Here's the timer right here in here. So what I did is I went down to Home Depot, got some fittings here, very, very cheap. Just got one elbow here, and one's glue fitting, and the other one's threaded. Comes into a threaded pipe, comes up to my filter, then it comes up to a 10 psi pressure reducer. Then what I got here is a swivel connection that goes from hose pipe thread back to regular PVC. This is the piece that I cut off from down here. That will fit right up in there. This pipe will come down and has a elbow on it, and it'll go right in here. So it's pretty straightforward Probably one of the easiest installations I've done for PVC. And it should just take a couple minutes, and then I'll have this sealed up and ready to go. Okay, I've got everything connected. Used, of course, the primer and the glue down here. Used Teflon tape. Added Teflon tape to each of these. I don't know that they needed it. Then I decided not to glue up here. We're down to 10 psi. We're just no pressure at all. So I just put these in here on friction. And in case we want to add something, I can just pop these off. Don't have to cut any pipe or anything like that. I came back down here and glued here and glued here. So my job is done here as far as doing the plumbing. And I just need to fill in the hole again. Here's our filter, and here's our 10 psi. DripWorks said to use 10 psi on the what they call T-drip tape. So we went down to 10 psi. If we need to change that, we will. We have other regulators that we can use. But anyway, that's pretty much it. It was a really simple job, and it makes it very convenient to be able to hook into an existing sprinkler system. Video editing is a very powerful tool, and it can make any novice like me look like a pro, because you can edit out all the mistakes. But I wanted to be full disclosure and tell you that I usually have to build things at least 1.5 times. Just a second ago you saw that this was installed over here. Well, when my wife came to turn on to test the drip irrigation system, no water came out of the pipes. It's because this is zone 6, not zone 4. This is zone 4. So after repairing my mistake and getting everything put back together, this is where we are, and we just tested it and it works. So if you're like me and you're hesitant to start a project because you're afraid you're going to make mistakes, just be comforted in knowing that you will make mistakes. But you can't make mistakes and you can't learn if you don't take action. Please take action in whatever project you want to get accomplished, whatever prep you're working on, so you learn along the way. Well, I've got the drip irrigation hooked into the sprinkler system for the house. Finally got it set up to zone 4. We've got it run out here along the house, and it'll go along and water the items in the pots on the back porch. Mrs. LDS Prepper is setting up the drip irrigation right now for the pots. Here we have some pots or containers that we need watered, and so we, meaning my wife, has added the drip irrigation 1/4-inch tubing with emitters down in each little container. So when the sprinklers come on, so does the drip irrigation, and all of the individual containers will be watered. What she did is she used her little tool, and she punched a hole in the top of the main line, put it in the 1/4-inch what they call spaghetti line. That comes up, this comes right into the container. She puts this one, this emitter on it. This has a little valve, so you can actually control how much water comes out. This will allow you to put out 0 to 10 gallons per hour of water. We found that maybe 2 or 3 gallons per hour is more than enough. We're still adjusting. But anyway, so these little emitters work well, and we only used the 1/4-inch line for the containers. That really lowered the cost of putting this drip irrigation system together. Just wanted to show you what this looks like here in this empty garden bed. You can see very clearly where the water comes out of the little slits, and we're using drip irrigation, what they call tape. We get all of this can be purchased at dripworks.com. We're not affiliated with them, we don't make any money, but they've been very helpful. They got a lot of resources. She bought a lot of things at Home Depot, and what she couldn't get at Home Depot we bought at dripworks.com. Now the reason why we went with the drip tape is because it's a lot less expensive than buying
tubing and then putting a little 1/4-inch tube out to every plant. And every plant changes every season, so it doesn't seem to be a wise way to do this. This is what I understand the farmers use in their systems. And we also put on-off valves at the beginning of each one of these. That way we can regulate how much water comes out of this one compared to how much water comes out of that. This particular crop over here may need more water than this over here. Now what we found is that on the top, you see these little dots, and we thought, wow, that's not much water. But when you dig down, you find that it's all wet, and it's all wet all the way down through here. So the water uses very little water, but the water does get down and it gets into the soil. Now this is beautiful soil. Mrs. LDS Prepper's done a great job in working on the soil for years. So it does absorb the water well. So what we have found is what we're testing right now is we are putting the sprinklers, the drip irrigation on for an hour a day at 3 o'clock in the morning and then 3 o'clock at night, and we're just seeing how much penetration we get. Oh, there's a little bug. Not good. Take him out. You can see here we got it's just nice and wet down here. Oh, lots of roots. Good. Let's put that back up. See, this here she picked up at Home Depot. These other items in here, these are Home Depot items. These you got off DripWorks. And these, did you get off DripWorks too?
Yep.
So we got a combination of Dig and DripWorks. So we don't need to have a timer for this because it's on the sprinkler system timer. But we do have a timer out front. Okay, so let's go out front and take a look. We're out front here, and this is the timer that we bought at Home Depot. They had a larger, more expensive $40 timer. This is a 9001D. When we talked to DripWorks, they said this is the model that works great with their system. It doesn't need to be any more programmable. This does everything we need. We've got that screwed on to a Y here. We've got our filter, our pressure reduction comes down into a T, and then she has her lines coming out all the way down in front of the house, which waters their flower bed out front. Now the pipe comes around the edge, and I'm not sure why, because there's nothing attached to it. My wife just installed the 1/4-inch spaghetti up the front so she can hang up her baskets. Goes behind across. Then we've got it wired tight so you can't really see it. Goes across the balcony there. And it comes over and attaches to my ham radio antenna wire. Comes down here and then comes over into this one pot in the back that doesn't get watered by the sprinkler. There you have it. Then when we get back from our Pioneer handcart reenactment, she's going to hang pots up here. I'll put flower, what do they call them, window boxes up there, and she'll have the drip irrigation to water all that. It'll be great. She's done an awesome job with this drip irrigation, designing it, laying out, doing all the work. I've helped here and there. She didn't like to get all the way on top of the ladder, that kind of thing, but for the most part she's done it and has done a great job. I hope this video on drip irrigation has been helpful. This is LDS Prepper out.